Howdy, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds with Wickedstorm Gaming.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me.
What?
We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to
Neat.
need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you
I
say,
don't know
old
about
friend?
that.
Will you help us?
I'll help, but I'm not sure. I mean, it only called brittle. I mean, that's kind, I guess, but kind of me. Whatever I want, all the time. I mean, yeah, but I also want to save the colonists.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong.
Huh?
I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path.
You woke me the fuck
You're
up.
the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to
Again,
take it
not
upon
sure
yourself
about
to
that
lead
with
this
my
colony,
fucking body
you
count.
have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Yes. Whoa, why'd we fade to black? I think I did that. Who are you? What's with the
The
butt?
OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered
this the
the
end?
course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority.
Why the blue filter?
But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists.
Neat.
Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse.
Neat.
With no way to return to Earth,
Is this really the end?
they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause.
Neat.
MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy.
Yeah, a little bit of nuts.
An accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden.
You see, this is why I didn't like that choice. I mean, I liked it because it was hard, but I didn't like that choice. Because that bitch was just as crazy as the dude she was replacing.
The Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions.
Nice.
The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to,
Where does
the
riot
board's
fucking come
diminished
from?
authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less.
Neat.
Some even had to get jobs. It was a
No.
dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective.
Is she
finally
doing finger
admitted,
guns?
albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own.
What? She left my
Hired a
ship.
small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal.
Oh,
Life in
neat.
Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came.
Yeah.
There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create.
Oh, my crew's just fucking off.
He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace.
That
Once
drug
the
trip really helped
matter
him
with the
out.
colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker. And Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't like that.
Engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the
It
Carol
looks
Group,
way better than it
a
actually did in the
mercenary
game.
outfit of ragtag
Fucking
survivalists and
monster
wilderness
does.
experts. Anyone in need of a guide or
He has
just
gills.
looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across
Neat,
what was left
I
of the
guess.
colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM
Yeah?
units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it.
Nice.
For Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional
Nice.
batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells
Yeah, I
never
kind of
forgot
just
that the
fucked
human
them over
lives
good.
were lost in acquiring these chemicals.
That's
In
fine.
the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived.
Nice.
Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation.
Yeah, see?
Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor.
Oh,
He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the
Nice.
colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its
You
history,
seen the fucking wildlife
there
out there?
exists a sense
It's
of
never gonna be
real,
easy.
genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The
I don't know.
unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon.
Why am I not facing the camera?
Long after Wells passed away, you
Why does that look like
carried
some
on
sort of
his
horrible
work with
bomb?
more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed
Yay?
were hard, but Halcyon
Yay?
survived by the
Yeah.
efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows
That's kinda
what
sad.
happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Greg. Oh, I forgot I named my fucking character after that fucking seal meme. Greg. The only reason he's named Greg is because I saw that meme right before I started this game, and I just couldn't get the name Greg out of my head. Hooray, is there an after crew? It's not. Alright, so that's the end of the game, I guess. Let's see where it picks up. Okay, decided to check if there were different endings. There's two. There's one where you side with the board. There's one where, like main ending. There's a bunch of endings for all the different characters and shit. But there's the Will's ending, which we just got, I think. And there's the board ending. And the board ending, Rise of Tartarus ends a total victory for the board. Any significant threats to challenge their power. Told the colony lifetime play would immediately people of exactly what they were expected to do. They obeyed. I'm just reading this off the wiki. Sophia Ackley converted the labyrinth from a prison to a processing center. She jettisoned the original colonists out of the Hope and transformed the ship into a massive storage facility. One by one, the workers of Halcyon surrendered themselves to the program, arrived with their families and their friends, their colleagues and their neighbors, and then one by one, they marched into their stasis chambers. As the workers of Halcyon slept in their hibernation chambers, their settlements became ghost towns, left behind by the board to be reclaimed by nature. Only Byzantium remained a shiny beacon of civilization. People of Byzantium spent the rest of their days gorging themselves with a stockpile of resources. As for the workers of Halcyon, they never felt the effects of the collapse. Never felt anything at all. Basically, everybody just fucking dies. Did I really go into these last fights without any armor? Oops. And then there's a sunburn ending, where if you jump the, like when we jumped the ship, a little bit, when we jumped the fucking Hope, if you take the dumb option, which is try to skip the Hope without Ada's help, only available with below average intelligence. Oh. You fucking launch the ship into the sun and kill everyone on it and your entire crew. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see the dumb ending. I don't think it's worth replaying the entire game to get to that point, though. Just with stupidness. Yeah, there's a bunch of other shit. There's like different endings. Holy fucking what? Gorgon. What the hell is Gorgon? Gorgon has so many different fucking endings. Save the Gorgon Project plus board's ending. Save the Gorgon Project with Minnie plus the board's ending. Save the Gorgon Project, kill Mindy plus the board's ending. There's a lot of variables in the Gorgon Project. I don't even remember what the hell it is, but my god. Radios have a lot too. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, most of the different, like, there's a ton of different things for your choices, but the main game part is just those three things. You either side with Wells, you side with the board, or you launch your ass into the sun. I kinda sorta wanna launch my ass into the sun. But like I said, I don't think, maybe if I stream this sometime, we'll do the stupid shit. But I guess that's it for this game. And I think I'm going to be playing Borderlands 3 next because I've had that game for a fucking while and I want to do it. And why did everything just fucking flash? What was that? I don't know. Odd. Sealed. Oh yeah, she's dead. There's no going back and just redoing the cops thing. I'm surprised they didn't mention that I shot Fuckhead in the face. Like the one that was making that commercial down there or whatever. He didn't even get a mention. Like how fucking pointless was he in this whole thing? The dude that was sitting there with the two robots in the camera. I thought he was important. Apparently no. Why do I twitch to the side when I'm trying to like... My problem when I'm aiming at shit, I try to shoot it as I slide over it for some reason, rather than just looking at the fucking thing. Boom! Whee! Boom! Alright, so I guess that's the end of the Outer Worlds. Boom! Oh, I'm out of ammo. Again! I'll see you guys next time. Have fun. Whoop, whop. If I stand on it and shoot it, can I launch myself in the air? Ooh, it works! Also, I have a surprising amount of health. I think I could kill anybody with these barrels in this whole game. On purpose. I might have. Leap. That is fun. Alright, yeah. It's the end.